Look what we found this morning. Apparently at about 3:44 a.m. during a bad thunderstorm, lightning storm, we had a big, huge branch come off one of the big oak trees and land right on our fence. Thank God it didn't take the fence out completely, but you can see the damage that it did over here. The donkeys were in their stable as they usually are with their turnout collars on, thank God. And the fence did hold up and it didn't break free. Again, some of the big worries we always have is that the donkeys would get out if something like this happens. A branch falls on the fence or a branch falls on the gate and, actually opens up and allows them out in the middle of the night and we're not aware of it. So that's one of the reasons we're real advocates of these turnout collars. Now, I've gotten a lot of feedback from folks about putting these turnout collars on the donkeys and how they're unnecessary and you don't need them. And if you're really taking good care of your animals, you won't need something like that. They're too dangerous that they may get caught up on them. They could catch on something, they could get choked or get hurt or even killed. But these breakaway donkey collars that I have for them are very, very good. They seem to work well. They have broken apart when they're rough playing in the past. I found on the paddock where they've broken apart when the two of them are roughhousing, one of them grabs the other one's collar and pulls it off. So again, this is exactly the reason why we're such advocates on having a turnout collar, on our animals. Not everybody has the capability of having a big, beautiful stable in which they can lock their donkeys and horses in every single night. All we have is a little run-in shed. We have a very nice setup for them here with dry paddocks and a wonderful setup with a daytime donkey dugout that they can hang out underneath with a fan and all. They're treated extremely well. We just don't have the means right now to be able to have a big 20 by 30 barn in order to be able to house them in at night. Sadie, who's the mom of Bart here, is now running on 6 years old. Bart is running on 4 years old. When she was raised, she wasn't raised in any kind of a shelter. She was totally out in the field, bred way too young, and had Bart. So she does not like to be locked in, and neither does Bart at this point. So let me show you what's happened here today. This is very interesting to see. We're going to have to clean this up, of course. I've got another gate that we can put in place, and we'll be able to resolve this pretty quickly. Thank goodness the posts all held up. You can see the only damage that occurred, well, the only damage, the heavy-duty damage that occurred was to the fence from this big old branch. Not everyone who has donkeys and horses has the means to be able to have a real nice, 20 by 40 stable. All we have for our donkeys is a little run-in shed stable that we've created for them. It's a little 8 by 10. It's very, very convenient. It works well for them. They can go in and out at their own leisure into their little small paddock that we have all chained up and locked up at night and whenever we go away. And, they're very comfortable in here. They have everything they need. As a matter of fact, they have a heater in the winter. They have fans. They have lights, fresh water, places to hang their hay bags, and, plenty of chips for them to sleep in at night. And they utilize this quite a bit. As a matter of fact, they were in here last night when the storm hit and when it took the branch down. In addition to the turnout collars, we also have several outdoor cameras and indoor cameras that we can watch our donkeys from afar, during a storm or if we're away from the property for a little while. So we have a remote control, motion detected pan tilt camera that we can watch them and see what's going on. And as you can see, this also picked up the movement of the tree branch hitting the gate last night. Scary. Well, I'm so glad one of my donkeys wasn't standing there right at the time. As you can see here in the background, we also have their hay shed feed stable in which we keep their feeds and their hay, also for the chickens as well. These two little nuts have broken in there several times. I've had to put a little chain lock up at the very top up there to keep this smart one right here from unlatching the latches and letting himself in. We also have their donkey dugout here, which works out real well. It's got a nice fan. And it's fully covered over so that if it does rain during the day and we're not right home and they want to be able to eat, it keeps all their food and their hay bags dry. We use the hay bags to feed them, slow feeder bags, and this works out real well for them. Come on, Sadie. Come here, Bart. Come here. As you can see, they come when we call them. they're very, very good. But if they're scared and if they're out running around on the field someplace, they might not come. They might run away further. So, but they're good little kids. And just to show you how easy this thing is to break away, that's it. That's all the force that it took. Now, they got a wonderful little feature that works on here. Again, you may want to consider it. Totally up to you, but I certainly sleep a lot better, obviously, because I slept through that lightning storm and the tree getting knocking down on the fence. Let's put this back on you there, Mr. Bart. Oh, you're such a good boy. You are. You're such a good boy. Oh, I know you love your daddy. You love your daddy. I love you too. Yes, I love you both. Oh, boy. Oh, you're such... Sadie, leave the camera alone. Come here, Mr. Bart. Put this back on you. Come here, buddy. Bart, come here. Come on. Good boy. Come here. Ready? Put it on. Okay. Good boy. One of the other things we always do is whenever we go away, we lock our gates. We have several small kids in the neighborhood, and they just absolutely love our donkeys. So just to be safe, what we do is we lock up the gates so that the kids can't open them and let the donkeys out when we're not here. Because you would run, wouldn't you? What's this on your head? You got hay all over yourself. We also have an emergency plan. One of the things you need to consider for donkeys is having, some medical supplies on hand, the basic things that you'd need should something go wrong. Obviously, we also suggest that you have a trailer of some kind so that you can get your donkeys to an emergency vet someplace if you need to. We're very rural where we are, and it's very difficult at times to be able to get a veterinarian out to the farm on an emergency basis, especially over a weekend. So it's good to have a trailer or someone nearby who has a trailer so that if you needed to load your donkeys up, that you can load them up and you can get them to a veterinary hospital someplace as well. We also have a plan that's called Donkey Down. What would you do if your donkey's down? If your donkey goes down for the 10 count and you have to move that donkey, how do you do that? How can you move a donkey and get them into a trailer? We have a whole plan that we use here with a series of tarps that have handles on them that we'd be able to put the donkeys on the tarps and get them up on the trailer. We might take a few people to do it, but we could solicit some help from folks and get these donkeys kind of in a sling up into the trailer and get them to emergency care. Again, these are all the little things you need to think about if you own a donkey. The real reason we share all this stuff about donkeys is we're a real advocate for them. We've just seen so many that are abused and mistreated and shuffled around from farm to farm. People get them and just shuffle them different places. It's very, very sad. So we try very hard to be advocates for them and try to help people to learn that when you get a donkey, it is an absolute commitment. These donkeys can live for 50 years, and it's a commitment. You need to have a plan to take care of them. You need to have a plan to take care of them after you're gone. Again, I'm no spring chicken, and chances are my donkeys are going to outlive me as well. So again, we just wanted to share this video with you. If you have any things that you guys do yourselves, I'd love to have you put them in the comments. Anything you can share that would help other folks and us with keeping their donkeys safe would be really appreciated. So thanks for tuning in, folks. We hope you enjoyed today's video. We'd appreciate it if you become members of our family and subscribe to the channel. And God bless you till the next time we see you. And stop back and see us. We'd love to see you again. Take care, folks.